Look at the schedule. University of Oklahoma will play its most difficult game this season in Texas. I didn't say Dallas.
I actually think they're going to play it away from home too, but I'm not going in the state of Texas. I'm going in the state of Ohio. From the Opepco studios in Oklahoma City, you're watching the Press Row. I'm Jenni Carlson here with Mike Sherman. Mike, this is an intriguing schedule because I think a lot of people feel like that Texas game is always difficult. But there are a lot of other games on this schedule that could definitely rank as most difficult.
To be clear, we're pulling a trick. Throw out the Texas game, and what's the most difficult game on the OU schedule? That's right, we threw it out because that's too easy. All the tradition, all the stakes, all the hoopla, OU, Texas, and Dallas, October 3rd. What's the next most difficult game? I'm going with the game at A&M. It's a dicey place to play. OU's got to play different when they go down there. The whole situation at A&M is topsy-turvy, and I think this is sort of Mike Sherman's last great stand. This season looks like the season that the Aggies really want to make something special. If he's going to do it, this is the game he's got to do it. I look at the other games. Geez, Florida State's losing a starter a day this summer. So I can't. That's the one I wanted to go with. I'm going with A&M.
Yeah, definitely Texas A&M is one of those places that, for whatever reason, Oklahoma can take good teams down there, decent teams down there, middle-of-the-road teams down there. Doesn't matter what caliber they take down there. It just seems like that's always a game. Sometimes it's a miraculous win. Sometimes it's a close loss. That's been a really tough place. But for my money, the Cincinnati game early in the season is the one that I would earmark if I was a Sooner player, coach, fan. That, to me, first road game for a team that last year was really so different on the road than they were at home, and a lot of it came down to what Landry Jones did on the road. He just looked like a much more comfortable guy when he was in Norman. Take him out of that stadium, that town, and you didn't really know what you were going to get with him. So this being their first road test, to me, it's going to be really telling. And Cincinnati, not maybe to the caliber that Oklahoma is this season, but still a really good team. Zach Collaros and guys that, they've really come on as a program. I think that will be a really tough test for this team.
I think you're right. I think if Oklahoma was out there playing when the Cincinnati band comes running down the steps and rushing the field, that might be a little intimidating. I also think Cincinnati, top-notch program. I just think when you look at Oklahoma, you got a maturation process for Landry Jones. The jitters have kind of been worked through, I think, a little bit. I think their offensive line jitters are going to be worked through a little bit. This will be the first test of it. I think they're really going to be pointing and trying to prove something there. I like their chances. And I just keep OU's athletes versus Cincinnati's athletes. I think there's a disparity there that it's going to favor Oklahoma that early in the season. I just look at that College Station game, and I think it's a bit of a Bermuda Triangle for the Sooners, and mostly anybody that goes down there. But, the block in the back all the way back to 2000. Yeah. The Come Over Red Rover game with Paul Thompson where they had to play it really tight. Funny things happen in College Station. I'm not just talking about all the kissing after touchdowns. I think the Sooners are going to have a lot on their hands. It looks to me to be the toughest Big 12 game, and that's right, including going to Stillwater for the Sooners.
Well, I will say about that Stillwater game, to me, that's going to be really interesting in terms of where is OSU at in their season and how does that game play for them? Could that be, maybe an exclamation mark on a season of unexpected success? Because a lot of people are thinking this may just be an okay year for the Cowboys. Or is that going to be a game where maybe OSU has fallen on hard times and all of a sudden they have a chance to really, end their season on a high note and beat the Sooners? We all know that whenever Bedlam is in Stillwater, it's a completely different game, sort of like OU playing Texas A&M in Norman versus playing them in College Station. That should be a great game because pretty much every game that's in Stillwater for Bedlam is a great game. But I think for setting up the year, if this Oklahoma team really wants to be a contender on a Big 12 and a national scale, Cincinnati is going to be a game to earmark to see exactly how they play and how they perform. To me, that could be really telling in how this whole season goes for this team. Hey, stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoma.